8 plus 8 equals hate. Hate plus hate equals fate. Fate plus fate equals straight. And straight plus straight equals date. Hi. It's me, Chris. And I realize that I've made a mistake. Well, I realized that I have not introduced myself. And well, I wasn't going to introduce myself because I thought, well, that would be a little selfish, don't you think? But now I'm thinking, it's the only way. It's the only way we're ever gonna get anywhere with this. So, without further ado, you already know what my name is. It's Chris. That's how it's pronounced. Chris, not Gris, but Chris. You have to say it with the accent. I'm sorry. And, well, I'm not too old, but I'm also not too young. I'm not too short, but I'm also not too tall. I'm not too light, but I'm also not too dark. I'm right in the middle with most things. Now, I'm a person who believes that personality is a little bit more complex than just a simple, oh, I like to walk, or, oh, I like to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. No, personality is, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So, instead of telling you about myself in terms of trivial detail, I prefer to place myself into scenarios and letting you discover what it is I would do in these scenarios in order for you to get to know me a little better. I feel like this is a better way. So, without further ado, first question. If you were a scarecrow, what would you do? Personally, if I was a scarecrow, I would accept my fate as a scarecrow. But then again, when I really think about it, if I was a scarecrow from the very beginning, then I wouldn't know anything else besides being a scarecrow, so I would just sit there and stare ahead unless someone were to move me. Then I would stare in whatever direction it is that they move me. But if I suddenly became a scarecrow, having memory of my life as myself, I would accept my fate quite early on. Now, I know that's hard to believe, but I would do it. Very, very quickly, I would accept it, and I would try my best to find some way in which I can distract myself from my own self-pity, because that's what I would have, is self-pity. Not sadness, not misery, self-pity. That would be the primary emotion. So, try to get rid of that. Next question. Would you ever consider a snowman as a best friend? Now, if I take this question as it is presented to me, then that means this snowman would be a better friend to me than everybody else who I'd ever met in my life, because they're my best friend. So, the way I'm going to interpret this question is, could I see myself doing this? And if I did see myself doing this, what would be the reason? And for me, I think the main reason, if this happened, which I do believe I could see myself doing this, would be that this snowman, this inanimate object that I present to myself as a sentient living companion, or it doesn't have to be sentient, but well, I would come to the realization that this object has more value to me than than the people in my life. It has more to offer to me as a friend, because let's face it, what is it? I mean, what is it that a friend is to somebody? That varies for whatever person we're talking about. For me specifically, most important thing that a friend would offer me is their attention. That's it. Their attention. That's all I need. It doesn't matter if they are judging me. It doesn't matter if they're hating me deep down inside. As long as they sit and they listen and they let me finish till the very end, I consider this person worthy of companionship. So, by that definition, I might already have a snowman as a best friend. Next question. Could you ever see yourself falling in love with a puppet? Not one in figurative speaking, but a literal puppet of wood and string. Would I consider loving a wooden puppet? Well, to be honest with you, the materials are the most unimportant details, just as if I were to consider falling in love with something real. But I have a problem, even just with the simple concept of loving. I don't know enough about the situation in order to truly give you a response, but I will say this. Loving isn't really something that I do. Okay, I don't love. That's not something that I can do. So, in terms of falling in love with this puppet, this creature of string and wood, I wouldn't love it. Now, maybe I would respect it. Maybe I would acknowledge its existence. It would have a very relevant place in my life, but I couldn't see myself giving it that level of, not even just importance, but sort of stating the importance, because that's what saying when one admits to loving, it's not even, most of the emotion is invested in acknowledging the emotion, not the actual emotion. So, no. And I believe those are all the questions that I have to describe myself. Those are the same questions I would use to describe others, so I'm not just placing this on myself as some kind of way to protect myself from judgment, because it's okay. Judgment is inevitable. But I feel like this is going to bring you, just as it would bring somebody else, closer to their true inner workings. Okay, not just personality, because let's face it, personality it's not something we can truly accomplish, at least in terms of understanding. I mean, maybe we can, but it's pretty pointless, because it's always constantly changing. Every little thing changes personality, so what's the point, right? It's better to grasp within the very foundation. I hope this helps you understand a little better. Farewell.